HC Nation. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting sneak peek Thursday, but I wanted to show you some things that are happening right now in the economy and why I'm doing what I'm doing in the sneak peek Thursday. So, okay, first off, the headline, U.S. household debt reaches $13.67 trillion. Okay, do you know how big $1 trillion is? Do you know how big $1 billion is? Okay, no, okay, trillion, billion. Do you even really understand how much $1 million is? Our debt continues to climb. Now in here, I'm going to show you some of the facts, like in the Arkansas business. Okay, so it's Arkansas business, but this is for the whole nation. And this is actually a graph that was used all over the place. This is actually created by the Federal Reserve, so Bank of New York. So this is the Federal Reserve that puts this together. They are the people that control the interest rates and things like that. I'm not going to go too much into it because there's a reason I'm not going to go too much into it. I'll tell you at the end. Okay, so in here, you can see that this blue section is all mortgage. This is how much household debt we have in our house. Most people in our houses, in their personal debt. This is 68% of their debt is all in their household. About 3% is revolving, which means it's going up and down. It's the credit cards. It's the other payments that you have that you owe, including utilities and all these other things. The next one, the white, is 9%. This is our auto loan. So a long time ago, back in 2003, okay, so for some of us, it wasn't that long ago, it was quite small, and then it grew a little bit, and it shrunk, and then grew, and now it's 9%. Gray, this is the credit cards. It's 6%. This also slightly grew, but not as much. Now, student loans. This is one I'm going to cover really fast later on. Look how much that's grown. Our student loans is now 11% of the debt that we have in our households. And the last one is other things. And I'm not going to go through all the other things. There's a lot of other things that could be. Okay, so another way of looking at this is this is our household debt. This is all of our other debt that's in our house. Okay, so this is what I call, I spell debt, S-T-R-E-S-S, stress. So it is not a happy thing to have stress in your house. Just like it's not that good of a thing to have debt in your house because it causes stress. A lot of families go through a lot of heartache because of the stress created by debt. Okay, now let me show you this. So there's some good things that are coming up. Okay, so new housing are on the rise in Bakersfield real estate market. Okay, Bakersfield in California, and this is actually where a lot of people put their indicators of how the real estate market is going. So in here, new houses are on the rise. Why are the new houses on the rise? This will give you a little bit more. The biggest housing boom in history has just begun. That's right, because we have not been building like we were doing in 2008. 2008, I was actually in residential construction, and we were building, 2007, we were building houses hand over fist, just trying to get enough houses out there for all the people that wanted housing. Here's another one. Low mortgage rates are causing an epic housing shortage. There's not enough houses out there to fulfill all the needs of all the people that want to buy houses right now. And again, biggest boom in housing, new houses are on the rise. Again, it's because we don't have enough houses to fulfill the need. Now, here you go. House prices. 2001, this is where there was a 2000 was where there was a boom, where there was a bust, and the economy went down, and then it started climbing. Housing pricing. Now, I was in the housing industry during 2007, 2008. Right here, you can see this is where, well, we're going to go right here. This is where the housing prices started to decline. They started to decline because there was all of a sudden too many houses on the market. Because as you see here, by 2008, that's when it really hit. Now, places like California, like I was saying, Bakersfield, that article, that Bakersfield was being hit right here. The rest of the nation didn't really feel it until about here. I lost my job building homes just about right here. Right before 2008, I found another job in Utah, and the boom hit there right about here. Okay, so now the prices of houses go down for a long time. Too many houses are being built. A lot of those companies that were building houses, they realized this. A lot of them went out of business. They lost their companies, and all of a sudden, there's less people building houses. A lot of people are foreclosing, so there's a lot of houses back on the market for lower prices. All of a sudden, hey, there's an uptick. Oh, no, wait, too soon, and it dropped. So houses on the market. Now, between 2008 and 2019, this is what we see with houses on the market. There are not many new home builders out there just throwing up houses like they used to be doing. And I don't mean throwing up houses as in doing a really shoddy job. They were doing a very good job on their houses. I was building them. I was constantly yelled at by our quality control because it wasn't hitting the top bar of quality control. And yeah, I did a great house. I know I did. But they wanted a top bar on everything. They were very strict, especially when it came to here, because at this point, they knew something was happening in the housing market, and they knew they had to get rid of some people. So by raising the quality of the house, a lot of their workers could now have now they could have an excuse of laying off a lot of their workers that weren't hitting the new bar of quality. The new bar of quality started around this area. And all of a sudden, those that weren't hitting the bar were let go. Well, the federal government got a hold of this information, and a lot of those people that was the reasoning for being fired, it was not accepted by the federal government. And people like me, I had to get paid unemployment because I was not fired, I was laid off. Okay, sorry, too much information. Okay, so houses for sale has been going up and down. There are not enough houses, but the price of the house, because there's such a demand on houses, the price of the house has been skyrocketing. Again, look, here's where it was at the peak right before 2008. Here's where it is now. It's above that peak. But again, the housing market is going up. We're going to switch to another topic. Okay, here we go. Sallie Mae employees enjoy free trip to Maui amid 1.6 trillion student loan crisis. Remember what I said over here? Where was it? Hope I didn't close it. Oh yeah, household debt. $13.67 trillion of household debt. Your student loans, or the student loans that you'll soon be getting when you go to school, 1.6 trillion compared to it's part of that $13 trillion. And so this continues to climb. Now, another thing, let's see here. The Dow Jones. Let's go into this. I didn't like that quote. Okay, here we go. Stocks climb on trades. Earnings. Treasury fall. Markets wrap. Okay, this is basically talking about how the stock market is doing very well right now. There are some things that are being questioned. But what does this all have to do with it? Okay, so let's bring this to one more point. A 28-year-old who paid off $102,000 in student loan used the debt snowball method to make her loan fair. Now, if you've ever heard of Dave Ramsey, he's the one that promotes this debt snowball. Now, hold on. I'm going to bring all this together, but not yet. Okay, student debt. Okay, so this is all 2018 dollars. This is if I was in college in 1971, and I was paying with 2018 dollars, not paying with like hundreds of dollars for tuition. This is what tuition would have been using the money right now, the value of the money right now. And this is how much it's increased. Private nonprofit universities, public universities, these have doubled. This one's quadrupled almost. So, okay, now what does this all have to do with it? Let's bring it to this last part. Student debt just keeps growing. So, Student debt, this is student debt. Mortgages stayed pretty much the same during the 2008, and so they actually went down because people stopped buying houses and house prices went down. Let's see, auto loans. Okay, auto loans have increased dramatically. And the last one, credit card debt. Yeah, it's gone down during the 2008. People started getting wise again with their credit card debt, started paying it off, and then all of a sudden it started climbing again. Of course, it's usually what happens right before a recession. So why am I showing this in a historical conquest sneak peek Thursday? Okay, this is the reason, because the next game that we're producing answers all these questions and will actually teach you how to become a millionaire through certain steps. Let's go back here. The household debt rate, household debt reaches $13.67 trillion. How great would it be if you had no household debt? That includes no credit card debts, no student loans, no auto loans. What if you could actually learn how to get rid of your mortgage loan as well? This game is actually going to be showing that. Okay, let's go to another part. The new homes are on the rise in Bakersfield real estate market, or the biggest household boom in history has just begun. How do you take advantage of that? How do you take advantage of markets when they slump? Let's go to the next one. Sallie Mae employees enjoy free trip to Maui amid 1.6 trillion student loan crisis. What if you didn't have any student loans? The rest of the world can have student loans, but you don't have to have them. I got rid of my student loan, let me see, a year after I left college. This game is going to teach you how to do that. The Dow Jones. Okay, so it talks about everything that's happening with the stock market. Yeah, what if you learned about the stock market and learned how to save to make sure that you're a millionaire from the time that you're like 18 and 19 to the time that you're 50? I have seen so many police officers, teachers, firemen. Firemen don't get paid anything, and yet they're multi-millionaires. How did they do that? How does this debt snowball work? To pay off $102,000 as a 28-year-old. Yeah, I'm going to teach you all this. Our game's going to teach you all this. You don't need to have all these questions with tuition, room and board for going to college. What if you could cash flow your college experience? And what if all of these debts were zeroed out? You didn't have student loans. You didn't have a mortgage. You don't have auto loans. You don't have credit card debt. This game is going to show you how to do that, and not just how to overcome debt, but how to become a millionaire. That's right. So stay tuned for these important announcements of how you can learn to not go in debt and still get a college degree, get your favorite car, to get a house. You don't have to go into major debt to do this. And if you do go into debt, you can get out of it pretty quick. And this game that we're producing right now will show you how to do that. So stay tuned. We'll catch you next time. This is Sneak Peek Thursday. We do not have a presentation tomorrow scheduled. We may, but don't count on it. Otherwise, we will see you on Monday for our weekly preview. I hope you enjoyed this. This is a lot of information. I hope I didn't blow your mind apart, because there's a lot of information here that you need to know so that you don't become part of this, what, $13.67 trillion or $1.6 trillion of student loans or any of these other things. You don't have to do that. You can be debt-free and stay that way for your whole life. And this game will show you how. Anyways, I'm going too long, but I enjoyed your time with you. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.